Hello and welcome back to the channel, and today you find me out in the Wiston area of West Sussex, and just thought I'd record this really charming, I guess it was an old shop called the Meeting Place, and yeah, the Wiston Meeting Place. I'm guessing it's moved on from its old post office. Yeah, it does say the old post office here. Yeah, correct, it was an old post office. Yeah, we don't see many of these post office these days. I always find it interesting to see how small these doors and windows are compared to days of old. But we're going to head on that direction. So I'm heading down the road, and a reason for making this video, as we can see just under these trees, it's bluebell season, and one of my favourite places to see the bluebells is a road called Spithandle Lane. So here we have an old water outlet. There we go, it's got Queen's symbol on there, and I would say that that's Queen Victoria, so I guess this must be a Victorian device. Not a lot of water coming out from the lion's mouth, but testament to the guy that built this outlet that over 200 years it's still in good working order. Must have taken some making, because just look at the size of the slab on the top here. So we're going to head on our journey down the road in search of bluebells. So, along with spring comes baby lambs. How cute are these little lambs down here? Hello baby lamb. Hello mummy sheep. You don't get very far into Spithandle Lane before you start seeing these amazing trees here, and then just glancing out your car window, these amazing vistas of bluebell woodland and open fields. Adding to it, these windy narrow lanes give it this magical appearance. Every time you turn a corner you're opened up to more beautiful woodland and more bluebells. So this is the Wiston estate, and the Wiston estate is owned by the Goring family. Goring family are quite famous because Charles Goring was the man that put the trees, the beech trees, up on top of the hill at Chantonbury, on the hill fort known as Chantonbury Ring. And his family have obviously owned this land for a long time, and it always amazes me when I'm travelling through the county seeing the Wiston estate signs literally everywhere. So I've come out at it's about 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning, hoping to miss the rush of people coming to see the bluebells, but yeah, people are just as keen as me to see the bluebells. This is also an area that, if you're lucky, you might get to see some deer. Have seen deer in these woods before, and just as I pulled up, a group of deer just came wandering in front of the car. So all the way down Spithandle Lane, there's just been masses and masses of bluebells to the left and the right, and it's a transitory phase, as you can imagine. They don't hang around for very long. You tend to get the snowdrops first, and then come the bluebells. So I don't normally walk in this direction when I come to Spithandle Lane, but since I've been here last, I'm guessing the outdoors has become more popular with people, and there's lots of signs up saying that these are private woodland and there's no right of access. And just coming in this direction, I think this is the end of my part of the walk, because with these woods, as you can see here, lots of them been cut down and replaced with pine trees which aren't native to Sussex. And for me, coming to Sussex woodland is about the beeches and the oaks and this lime green foliage that you see everywhere. As much as the pine trees have a place in this country, if I was going to Scotland, that would be a place where I'd expect to see pine trees, but they're often planted as a replacement for our traditional trees, just because of their fast rate of growth, so they're perfect for logging. But look at this amazing tree here, look at the moss. It's probably not good for it actually, but it just looks absolutely beautiful. So as I was saying before, the signs up everywhere saying that this is private woodland, so I'm trying to respect the owner's wishes. Looks like we've got another path going off in this direction, but the section of woodland, I've shown it before previously on the channel, and to be honest, this journey for me through YouTube has been interesting, because I have had to learn about these land rights. So as a child growing up in Sussex, there were going to be places, clearly private land, but when you've got open land by the side of the road, now look at these. Foxglove maybe? Don't know. Beautiful though. So train of thought, when you're sort of driving past these sort of forests, there's no fences often, and it feels like it's quite open for you to walk in amongst the trees in the woods. But I have been challenged before by landowners where I've veered off the footpath, so always trying to be careful now about where I am in the woodland, and it is their property. Very beautiful, these woods. I have no way to cross in that direction, so this is about as close as we get to a bridge. There we go, we're across. So yeah, interesting journey with YouTube. As I was saying, these woods, or this area, has been made famous to a small degree on YouTube by another content creator called Dave Erasmus. I've been aware of this woodland all my life, but it's interesting to see it portrayed on YouTube. And this content creator decided he was going to come and live in the woods. And got a bit of waterfall over here, I think. Yeah, this content creator came to live in the woods. I think he'd been doing some other projects on YouTube over in South America in a place called Corcovado, and he named his section of the woods Corcovado. There we go, a little waterfall right over this tree. Wow. Yes, I think it was for about 2 years. Dave was, he wasn't actually living in the woods, he was staying in the woods. It was all a bit of a, in my opinion, a bit of a YouTube event. Yeah, he was had a shepherd's hut that he'd put into the woods, and he'd hired a piece of woodland from the Goring family, or the Wiston estate, to stay in. That part of his YouTube journey is now over and done with, and he's building a farm again. Don't know whether he's bought it or he's hiring it from the Wiston estate, but it's definitely on the Wiston estate, another piece of land called Wilderness Farm. And yeah, it was interesting to see a bit of Sussex countryside, other than on my channel, captured on YouTube. And he knows a lot of content creators on YouTube, so his channel is relatively small. But Fun for Louis is another big channel, one of his friends. Ben Brown, one of his friends. So they've all been down to the woodland to stay overnight, and there was even an advert for eBay recorded in the woodland. So when you've been watching TV and seen an advert for eBay, that section where there's fairy lights in the woodland and people dancing, that would be him. So, found another carpet of bluebells here. Just following this little path down by the side of the river. Sun's starting to climb up now, so we're getting these lovely rays of light shining through the trees. Haven't seen any deer yet. Been other than the ones when I got out of the car, just been scanning the woodland for movement. So I kind of got lost in the woods a little bit there. Well, not lost, but trying to keep to the footpaths, and yeah, trying to find the bluebells. Just come across a little woodland activity thing here. So I imagine this was used as some kind of camp. There is some plastic leaves hung on the top, and then I'm guessing this is a musical instrument to be knocked with a stick. I don't know whether there's some woodland school being completed in this area. So we've come to the section of woodland that it's my go-to place for bluebells, mainly because the trees are huge and we've got these very open bits, as we've seen a bit further back, can tend to get a little bit thick, the woods, so you can't see through and you can't see the full carpet. Also we've got this amazing old bridge of some sort, or gully, but made of bricks, so very old footpath or farm track, I would suggest. But it's in this section of woods that I find the most beautiful, like I said, just because the light comes through and sort of lights up all of these bluebells. Gives it that magical look. The sun can bleach a bit of colour out of the bluebells, but still seeing them in these large quantities, I mean, you can look back that way, it's just a full carpet. And as I said, sort of travelling down in the car either side of the road, but this section here just goes on for days with bluebells. Not that at any other time of year this is not beautiful woodland, because it's got all of these fallen trees in it, which are like, it's not managed like some of the other woodlands where the trees are taken up and chopped up and they seem almost like a theme park. This feels very natural. Also, I've got smell-o-vision here. If you could smell this, that's one reason to come out and look at the carpet we've got here. It is absolutely amazing. Literally as far as the eye can see, bluebells. So we're back on a main footpath here. As you can see, still bluebells everywhere around me and behind me. So I think this was the main path that the deer were coming down when I parked up the car. So this is going to take us back to the car. As you can see, popular for making stick houses out here. And again over to the left there, as my daughter would say, witches' houses. Just looking over there to the right, it's just You can't imagine nature can produce such marvels in such vibrant colours. I don't know whether this is a global thing or just a Sussex thing, but we seem to be blessed with a lot of bluebells down here. So yeah, just coming up to the road. Just gonna point out this amazing oak tree. Just huge, absolutely huge. Don't know the age of that, but I'll just pop the camera down so that we can get some perspective. So I'm going to end the video here. Hope you've enjoyed the video. If you could like and subscribe, it will help me to make more videos just like this.